Before we begin this episode, I want to thank the Spoiler Force patrons for their patronage. Thank you to Mong Her, Orion Vang, Lor Su Yang, and Yilang Li. Thank you guys for the support.
This is Mark Witten.
This is Adam MacArthur.
This is Anya.
Hey everybody, this is Michael Yurchak.
This is Erica Harlicker.
This is Daquan Wilshire.
This is Rico Fajardo, and you're watching.
And you're listening to Spoiler Force Podcast. Set your heart ablaze.
All right, so this is episode 130 of Spoiler Force Podcast. My name is Ricky. Thank you for tuning in. So this week's episode is a review roundtable discussion episode of the anime hit series Spy Family. As you can see, I have a whole crowded room in this StreamYard studio here. So I have returning guests, my cousins Michael and Bobby, and then two new guests, if you can see at the bottom screen here, Lynn and Zoe. Zoe, how do you say your cosplay name? I always, is it like Miisopunny or is it Miisopunny?
I hate it. Oh, I'm sorry. It's Miisopunny.
Punny, okay. I didn't know how to say it, so I didn't want to like butcher it. So yeah, Zoe's a cosplayer, otaku, model, all the above, and then
Mostly
Lynn,
an otaku.
and then Lynn is Bobby's girlfriend.
That's it.
She's been dubbed.
No, Lynn's been around like our little squad here for a while. Now she went to Akon with us last time. I don't think Lynn, you didn't see Zoe when we ran into her at Akon. That was a pretty funny experience too.
No, it was actually
We actually did, but yeah. Me and Bobby just kept walking because we wanted you guys to have your time. We're just like,
You
we're not
kept
gonna interrupt.
walking. I
I kept walking. Sorry.
She was like, I gotta go find my husband.
Bobby don't need me.
So for the fans and followers who don't know, I just wanted to share this story briefly. How I met Zoe was because like this whole time I've been living here in Texas, I was like, watch me run into Zoe at a convention. Just saying it out of like in a jokingly fashion, like we're gonna run into her and it's gonna be funny as hell. And it just so happened that we ran into her at Akon of all things. I didn't even know it was you until like you spoke. I'm like, oh my god, that's Zoe Lee.
I'm like, oh God. I'm like, hello, my friends.
So,
as Ricky's roommate who talks to him every day, I can confirm.
yeah, it was just really really cool to just have that experience because I was not expecting that. So Texas is such a huge state, and then we're still hitting up like all these small conventions and all that.
Mm-hmm.
So it was really cool. Like you cosplayed as Marin from My Dress Up Darling, and
yes,
yeah, you did really well for your cosplay. But speaking
you,
of conventions, too, me and Michael, we went to DreamCon recently. We saw RDC World. That was really fun. A lot of content creators, a lot of cosplayers. It was packed, very busy. Yeah, but there was a lot of artists there. We met I met RDC World, and then I met Daquan Wiltshire again, met King Vader, met Caleb City. But yeah, like because there was like I didn't realize like how big Spy Family is because at Akon like there was a lot of that, but there was also a lot of Genshin. But when I went to DreamCon, there was a lot of Spy Family, a lot of Anya, or not Anya's, a lot of
God
yours,
bless. A lot of yours. I knew it. I called this out. Like 4 years ago when like Spy Family wasn't an anime yet, like no one knew what it was. And I read the manga on Shonen Jump, and I was like, bruh, I was telling my boyfriend, I was like, babe, in like 2 to 3 years, I swear to God, this is gonna be like the most hit anime. And he's like, whatever, dog. And then when Spy Family made an anime and they like announced it in a manga, I was like so fucking excited. And I'm like, my boy Loid gonna get his view. Loid's so handsome.
Yeah, I only discovered Spy Family was because of Wit Studio, like because Wit was doing all these announcements. They did like they announced Bubble, which is the anime movie on Netflix.
Really good.
Yeah.
Really good.
Yeah, I cried watching that movie.
Me too. We'll talk about it. Like the soundtrack was amazing. Also,
Hiroyuki Sawano is a freaking monster when it comes to music. Yeah, it's Cloverworks and Wit Studio, and Cloverworks they're known for like animes like The Promised Neverland and all that too. So that's how I found out about Spy Family. And then Lynn, can you talk about like how you discovered Spy Family, because we were pretty much all together watching that at your place.
So actually, my little sister, who's a bigger anime head than I am. Wow, surprise!
God bless little sister.
Yeah, I know. So she was over at me and Bobby's place for the first time because she was watching our place. But we were talking about anime and everything, and she was like, "Hey, have you watched Spy Family?" I was like, "No, but I've seen it like on Twitter. You know, I see a lot of memes of your. You know, it looks cool." So she put it on, but I got too distracted and I didn't even watch it. So, but she was just saying like straight up, like, this is really, really good. Like, you need to watch it. I was like, all right, I'll wait until I find time to watch it. And miraculously, Ricky and Michael were over and we started watching it. I was like, oh my God, I can't stop watching it. What's
It
next
is.
episode?
It's so
What's the
good.
next
It's so
episode?
good. Dude, what sold me on Spy Family was their Anya's reactions. Was her reactions. Like, she's so meme. Like, it was so great. I'm like, you're my spirit animal. Like, if you were an animal. Like, legit. I'm you me, girl.
Yeah, I would see the memes of her online on Facebook and everything. I'm like, who is this girl? Why is she like next to Batman and Superman and all these other stuff? And I couldn't figure it out. And I was like, whatever. I'm pretty sure I'll run across it later. And then surely enough, Ricky was the one that kind of sat us down and made us watch it. And we're like, wow, this is really good.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely. I think I was caught off surprised with just how the storyline went, because it seems like something every day that becomes like kind of like a setup in terms of family, like a daughter and a wife out of nowhere, and they just work so well together. It's like, wow, this is actually really cute too.
It is.
A slice of life in disguise.
Yeah, so Spy Family was one that like I was expecting it to be good just based on the animation studios, but I was not expecting the story to be as well written as that. And then like, you know, with the music, the intro and the ending songs are so good too.
Yeah.
Like, everything about this anime was just it's why it's a summer hit. Now, I do want to talk about the memes a little bit too because Bobby brought it up. The Anya memes killed me. I loved it. Like, I love how they've made her into a awesome. I love how they made her.
This is my favorite right here.
The shock face.
Her faces are.
And then when she looks at and you're talking about like killing people.
Yes, and then, or like Loid is talking about being Twilight and shit, and she's like, Chichi, like Chichi.
I love when I love the Anya memes because they've made her into a universal character like Zoro or Eren. If you follow those memes, like I love how like they did one with her standing next to Eren's dad instead of Eren, like telling Eren's dad to kill the family. She has, like, her smirked face. I freaking love it.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that smirked face. I saw like a Zhongli one too with it. Zhongli and it's a smirked face.
Well, with Anya's face on it?
Yeah, it was like the like. And I'm like, no, not my Zhongli.
I mean, since we're on this topic of Spy Family already, we might as well just jump right into it. You know, overall, it's only the first half. So like the first core, I think that's how you say the word. Like it's the first half of the first season. The second half doesn't pick up until October, which is a huge long wait because hopefully by that time Chainsaw Man drops too. So I'm waiting for that.
Chainsaw Man, me too.
Yeah, so there's a lot of good things in usually fall is when they have the really good ones. But yeah, this is just pretty much the first half. Anime viewers, like anime watchers, so don't be like mad. We're not talking about any manga spoilers. I've made sure that Zoe doesn't say anything about the manga. But overall, Lynn, we'll start with you. Overall, after watching episodes 1 through 12, what was your thoughts on just the overall series? Like, what did you think?
Overall, I didn't want it to stop. So there's that. So I was actually really thinking about like, okay, maybe I should just read the manga. But I was like, you know what? Let sit and savor. But overall, the whole thing, I really, really enjoyed it. It was like a good feel, happy, exciting. Just in general, like I thought it was a really good anime. And I think with their concept, like it was something so basic as of having a family together, but they had so many different dynamics that made it so interesting.
And you, Zoe, what was your thoughts overall of the first half of the season?
I don't have much to say. Just that It was really good. Like, I don't know, I'm just an otaku. I see good anime. I like good anime. I'm like 10 out of 10. Yeah. But no, like overall, like I did like how they were able to put Loid to make him look more like a father figure, which they did do that in the manga. And we all know Anya just really, really wants a family too, you know, which was like the cutest thing when she finally got like Loid and she got Yor, and you know they were just like actually being like a whole family. That was like the cutest times and wholesome moments between that, and that's what I'm here for. Okay, there's a lot of bad things in life, but I'm here for some good wholesome moments with Spy Family.
What about you, Bobby? What's your thoughts overall?
Honestly, like I said, I didn't know what to expect when anything about this anime, especially when you introduced it. I think you even showed us, I can't remember if we watched the first episode or just like the middle episode where you guys were at. But like after watching it from beginning to where it's at right now, it's literally like a kind of a weird Mr. and Mrs. Smith type of anime mix. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where it has like both. I know he's a spy, but not it's kind of like two assassins in a sense, having their own agendas. And then, like you said, Anya bringing in the mind reading part of it and just her abilities and everything makes it so hilarious. Especially like she's trying everything in her will to will everything into power. Oh, I'll do whatever I can to be your daughter, or do this and that.
Yeah.
Just everything in general, and then like it's like you can see the plot twist is coming. You should know it's coming, but yet it still catches you off guard. Like the brother that gets introduced, and you just get caught off with all these other things. But it's kind of like you should know it's coming, but you don't. But it's a good anime all in all. I tell everybody that I've been telling to watch it. Every person that I told to watch it, they're like, "Oh man, so and so's already told me to watch it too." I was like, "Yeah, you should watch it. It's a really good anime." So.
And Michael, what's your thoughts overall?
Where to start? Like I've known about this even before, like not from manga or anything, but just from some of the content creators that are in the anime community that I follow. They're talking about this, saying, hey, it's gonna be big, it's gonna be good. Then I looked at it that it is Wit and Clover. I'm like, okay, this is gonna be good. Then it was hyped up a lot before it even came out, so I knew that it was gonna be one that I wanted to get into. But as Ricky knows, I hate watching anime weekly. So I did what the hard thing to do, which is wait for a few episodes to come out, then binge it. So that's exactly what I did. So we were over at Bobby's, and I told Ricky, like, hey, I think I'm ready to start. So we started watching it, and that's kind of what kicked everything off. But man, I enjoyed the whole ride. People can say what they will about me, but I regret nothing about waiting. I had to avoid spoilers, but it's just because I'm able to binge it and get the whole thing. And by the 12th episode, I wanted more. I didn't want it to stop. I think Anya is like I think Ricky said this too to me before, that like Anya kind of carries the show. I mean, all the other characters are so well portrayed, but who doesn't like Anya? Like,
for real, who doesn't?
It's she's just like so freaking cute. But like, no, the whole thing. It's one that I'm very glad that I decided to watch this season. I haven't laughed this hard at an anime, and also like, what's the word? Like, been so adorned by it. Because I do like slice of life, and I do like kind of more, as Zoe said, like wholesome type anime. And I knew that once this was kind of more like that, more kind of like wholesome than like action and shonen, even though it is shonen. But yeah, no, I someone stop me because I could go on forever.
Well, that's what makes this series so good, right? Because there's so many comedic twists to Spy Family. Like, again, with Anya being the one that, like, when Yor and Loid first meet, and she can hear both their thoughts. And I thought that was freaking great. Like, she's like, oh my God, spy, assassin. You think that she's going to freak out, but she's like, excited, walk. Like, she's so excited because, like, now she's going to bring in, like, two crazy ass people into her lives to be her parents. And I really like that Anya, she has like the more of the humanity of this show, because Loid and Yor, they're both like trained killers.
Yeah.
They're both smart, physically enhanced pretty much. And Anya's just in there for the ride. And I love that. Yeah, that's what I absolutely love about the show. But kind of just to piggyback off what Zoe said about Loid, though, I'd say Loid is probably my favorite character in this series, at least so far. I love that he's trying everything he can to put the mission first, but then like he ends up becoming more of a family man. Like he has to make sure Anya studies. He has to make sure that he's cooking and cleaning, and he has to make sure everything's settled in the house. Like he's so self-aware. And just based off that first episode, and he took Anya to go to the school to get tested, and he was so worried that she couldn't pass the test, and so I love that. But yeah, to continue on though, Lynn, who was your favorite character in Spy Family?
I actually thought it was Yor.
You like Yor?
Yeah, because I just think it's so cute how she accidentally fell in their hands, and it was all thanks to Anya technically. But just how she is, like she's trying her best to be loving, but then she's also like oblivious to a lot of things. Like she doesn't have a lot of common sense. Like she's super gullible with her coworkers.
Complete airhead.
Yeah, like a complete airhead. But then you can tell she actually genuinely cares.
Yeah,
so that's why, like, yeah. So I was like, man. And then whenever the episode of her teaching Anya how to fight, I was like, yes, teach her how to fight. So I thought, honestly, she's my favorite character.
And Zoe, who's your favorite character? I mean, like in season 1, who's your favorite character so far?
Okay, so they did show the dog a little bit, but in the actual, I have 2 favorite characters. It's literally Anya and the dog, because they're both just so fucking hilarious together. But I can't say what the dog has or does yet. But in season 2, I promise you, they're gonna be the power couple in season 2 in October. I swear. Just like they remind me of like Stewie and Brian. Family Guy. Yeah, like they just get into a lot of trouble, especially with Anya. Really, because she can hear.
Oh God. Yeah. Like not to cut you off, but like that's a good point you bring up about the dog. Because Bond, I think that's the dog's name, Bond.
Yeah.
Where like they kind of tease him at the end of season or episode 11, but then like you can kind of see where they're going with Bond since he's been experimented with. Yeah. So there's kind of something hinted there. It's just nothing's shown yet. But yeah, like you said, I'm like, that's who I'm waiting for. That's why I was kind of mad at the finale or the mid-season finale, because I wanted to see Bond.
Yeah.
But
Bond
continue. Yeah.
Bond really completes their family, to be honest. Like he really does. But you guys will have to figure out in season 2 why he completes their family. I'm not gonna spoil, or Ricky will be like, I'm gonna get in trouble.
Bobby, what about you? Who's your favorite character?
Oh man, I'd have to go with Loid and Anya. Anya, obviously, because of her just weirdness and everything, like how the grinning face and everything like that. But then everything on Loid, like what you mentioned, like he's a spy, but yeah, he does everything in his power to complete the mission, make sure that the daughter's doing everything, and then the daughter's doing everything she can to help the father. Like when they find out that who's the son that they need to infiltrate, and she does everything in her power to be his friend, but he's just being a dick. And
Desmond.
Yeah, Desmond. He's just being a dick to her and everything. And so she's all like, "Oh, you just play with me, be my friend." You know what I mean? But yeah, he's all being all too good and everything like that. So I just think those two right now, like you said, right now those two kind of like complement each other, and where he's doing everything to be, like you said, a dad, and she's doing everything to try to help his dad complete the mission and just be that good daughter. So
that's a great point you bring up, Bobby, because Anya is trying to bring world peace too. Like there's like the episode where she was like imagining on getting a dog because she thought that getting a dog would bring world peace if her and Jamie get along like that. So I thought that was
so
cute.
Yeah, the whole tangent she wanted, like
like she's voicing over the
everything.
voices. It's like, oh, I have a dog too, and I have a dog. Okay, world peace. The mission's done.
Yeah, we have a dog. Let's go play together.
Oh.
What about you, Michael? Who's your favorite character?
You know, it's way too hard to like pick even just two. Obviously the easy blatant answer is, you know, one in the family, but honestly I really like it was the headmaster, right? The elegant.
Oh yeah.
Yes,
hilarious,
headmaster.
Yeah, so he you know, honorable mention to Frankie supporting his Loid's I guess his assistant, like the whole castle scene where they have to they kidnap Anya.
Yeah.
Just the supporting cast is you know, so good too. I would say just as amazing as the main cast, but you know, obviously Anya takes the cake. So
Zoe, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think that episode was in the manga, right? Because I've seen comments where they're saying like the whole castle. Or, like,
yeah, I don't think it
Anya's, like,
was.
because like I've read comments saying like that whole episode itself, like Anya doing the spiritual dance or whatever, the ritual dance, and then like them doing the I guess the graduate, or not graduation, but like, you know, celebrating that Anya passed. That's a whole anime thing. It wasn't even in the manga.
I believe so, because I remember watching that episode. I'm like, I don't remember this being in a manga, and I just was like, oh, it might be a filler episode, is what I thought. But maybe it's not a filler. Maybe they wanted, you know, the community to feel more connected to Anya and the family, so maybe that's why they added that in. Which, I mean, it was good because it was really fucking cute and hilarious.
Oh yeah,
But
I loved it. I thought it was very wholesome, just like seeing Loid jump in as Loid Man. You know, like I love that.
He's all like, you know, like, oh, do I really have to do this? But I honestly, I think it was definitely a lot of fan service, but I think it was honestly Wit trying to show off a bit.
Oh yeah, when he's like sliding down on the
dude, the animation is so good. So even when he's fighting Yor and drunk Yor,
yes, drunk Yor is scary.
Yeah, I read this one comment where like the reason why Loid cannot see how weird Yor is because he's crazy too. Like what's normal to Loid is being a super spy, being in action, fighting, and it's the same thing to Yor. Like she's constantly fighting or killing someone, and that's what's normal to her. So when they're both together, it's like they don't notice it. That's why Anya is like the one who is the really normal one. Like she looks at them and is like, oh my god, like they're fucking crazy. Like
the little shocked face.
Yeah, like when Yor was washing the dishes, right? And she's like, I could still smell the blood on my hands. And she's like, what the fuck?
She's like, what?
Crazy is as crazy does. So
yeah. You know, were there any favorite moments that you guys have, Lynn? We'll start with you. Did you have any favorite moments from this first half of the season?
Favorite moments, I would say, is probably with Anya and Damien, like that first encounter when she gets I guess in school, they're graduated to go to school, and she punches him.
No, that's really my favorite too. And then it goes on to the end of the episode where Yor is like, I fucked up. I taught her that shit. And then at the end, it's just the graduation phone. They're like, they're shocked.
Right, they're all like,
and they all look dead. That was my favorite too.
But yeah, no, I think with me, what led up to that moment was like, you know, Damien saw her in line, like, why are you looking at me? Oh, you think I'm cute, huh?
She just turns away.
She's like, nope, that's not what I think.
Well, then, you know, she tries, because she knows about Loid, looks like she's trying so hard. It's like, you know, this is his goal. I'm going to try to, you know, I'm going to make it work. I'm going to help him out. But then he's just such a dick. So it's just like, what are you supposed to do? But yeah, that was my favorite scene. Sorry, totally jacked it. Sorry.
No, it's okay. I'm going to say the same thing. But I feel like Desmond is kind of like a tragic character, though, in my opinion, because he's always like overshadowed like by his older brother. So I think that's why he's such a dick. It's because he feels like he needs to have no emotions. He just needs to be like strong, you know? That's why, like, whenever Anya comes and tries to be nice to him, which obviously ends up wrong every single time, he's always like, no, I don't want to be friends with you. You know, like, I'm better than you. It's because I'm pretty sure that's how, like, the father who Loid is trying to infiltrate. is like that, you know, how he treats his sons, and it's so sad to me. And he's a good boy.
But I think like she starts warming up. You can tell.
Yeah.
It's clear that he
does.
It's clear he likes her. He just
He's just like
He's a tsundere. He's a tsundere.
Yeah.
He is. I don't think he realizes it yet too. That he
not
does
yet.
like her.
But did you guys notice though, like when they did the group photo, like how he's in the corner by himself, like he didn't have his parents with him.
Mhm.
You guys noticed that in the picture? I thought that was really sad. I thought that,
It
like
was.
Zoe said, it explains a lot to his character. Like he gets like he has his hype man or his two friends that always hype him up, but then he's constantly being compared to his brother. Like, oh, you're gonna get the star or whatever, and be like your brother, and he has a lot to live up to. But then again, there's Anya who kind of brings him down a little bit. Like, what are these feelings? Like when she's apologizing to him, and he's like, "Oh my god, what am I feeling?"
And he starts blushing, and it's all you hear is walk, walk.
Just like runs like, I don't accept your apology. Go away from me. Like I thought that scene was freaking perfect. Like because the thing too, again, Anya, what makes her stand out so much is because she's an Esper. She can hear their thoughts. So, but as she's making that apology, she's hearing them like talk mad shit about her. And so I just thought it was funny because she's like, "I'm sorry, I have short, stubby legs. I'm sorry, I have raccoon ears."
And it was just like, what? We didn't say that out loud. Poor Anya.
What about you, Bobby? What was your favorite moment in the series?
Oh man, wait, there's a lot of good moments. But definitely the fight scene. I think for me, I had to go to the test taking scene where she was trying to figure out who should I mind read to find out the right answers and everything. And then she does so bad, and then she's all like, "Oh no, I just gotta find the right person," but she can't find who it is, So.
All the other kids are struggling.
She's trying to cheat. Yeah, and all the kids are scared.
So I think that's probably the top one for me would be the when she first meets Desmond, but definitely the test taking scene was probably hilarious to me too. And then how she just failed, and the dad's is like, "Oh no, I'm not gonna even like succeed in this now," or she's just not smart. So it's pretty funny.
There's a lot of good Anya moments. Like I like in the beginning of one of the episodes where they ask her the math questions, and she's like, "It's 3/3," and she thought that she said it right, and all the kids look at her like she's crazy. I thought that was a good one too. What about you, Michael? What favorite moment?
It's tough. I'm tied with two right now. One, sorry, I'm cheating here, but one is from season one, obviously, episode 1 when Anya gets kidnapped, and the whole scene where like Loid's like kind of like, let me get you to safety so that you'll never have to like deal with any of this madness again. And Anya stays, and then they have the whole moment. She's like, you're a liar, but you're a cool liar.
That's a very wholesome moment. I like that too.
So it's that, and I'm learning Japanese a little bit too right now. So like the term she uses, like Sotsuki, which is like liar, but like kakui Sotsuki, like but you're really really cool like liar.
Yeah.
But the also the dodgeball scene.
Yes.
Yes.
That was a good one.
Which is not even when Anya gets the ball, but like when she's just dodging everything. And then when I just cracked up so freaking hard is when like he's trying to calculate where she's gonna go, and she stays still, and then it hits the other kid. I play that scene over and over. It's hilarious, but yeah, those are. Sorry, I cheated. Those are two of my favorite.
Oh no, the dodgeball one's a good episode, man. Because like a lot of folks were hyping that up because we got to finally see her interact with other kids, and of course, there's the steroid ass kid in there.
Yeah.
Made me think of Benchwarmers, where he's like, "I am 12." Like it made me think of that grown ass kid.
Like,
even when the twins or his best friend sacrificed themselves to protect him.
It was so dramatic. They're like,
yeah, it was.
No, I liked that whole episode was just like that whole part of the episode was just good, like because you see Damien like doing his training section. Like they kind of see him training, and he thinks he can like beat this big kid. And I love that in this episode. It kind of gives you an idea of what kids are seeing when they're playing sports. This is what they're seeing. You know, like when Damien protects Anya, like. I think what was it, like a Dragon Ball background that they had, like a Planet Namek background that was really funny. A good Easter egg on that. And then just like Anya's training, like she's learning how to get stronger, but then at the end she doesn't know how to throw because Yor never taught her how to throw. Like, but
that's honestly one of my favorite parts of it, though, is because it's just like it's like you think, oh, it's Shonen, they're gonna somehow make it work in the end, they're somehow gonna win, but no, it's just that disappointment, but it's such a good disappointment, you know.
I love the whole like animation lead up because like Anya's like all hyped, like she's about to throw the ball, and then like everything's just like very sparkly and a lot of stars, and she just throws the ball right into the ground. And then she gets knocked out right after she does that. That was so freaking good. If you want to start your own podcast like Spoiler Force, then sign up with Buzzsprout. Buzzsprout has helped hundreds of thousands of users like me to begin their podcasting journey. With easy-to-use tools, you can effectively get your podcast into different platforms like Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon, iHeartRadio, and more. You can view your stats, create audio clips, and even have your own podcasting website. Buzzsprout offers ideas, tips, tricks, and tutorials to help you improve your podcast. Follow the link below, and once you sign up, you'll get a $20 Amazon gift card. This will let Buzzsprout know that I sent you and will also support Spoiler Force Podcast. If you want a simpler way to record both video and audio for your podcast, then sign up with StreamYard. StreamYard is the perfect program to create podcasts, host live streams, and even do video calls. There are many tools that can help you create and design your own personal studio. You can screen share, read live comments, and stream to different destinations like Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. You can also download your video and audio once you're done with your recording session. Follow the link below, and once you sign up with the basic or pro plan, you'll earn a $10 credit to use for StreamYard. Happy podcasting. What makes this show so good for me as well, like you guys said it before, it's just very wholesome, a lot of familial values. Like you wouldn't think that this made up family would be so good together. Like and again, like you see what Loid's trying to do. You see what Yor is trying to do as a mom. Like Yor is trying to be a good stepmom to Anya, and then like I love moments where like Anya is just like mom's cooking sucks, like she doesn't she blames Yor for a lot of things, there's also like good moments too, like when Yuri comes into the picture, like where you learn who he is, and then just the whole episode of him like freaking out about like seeing his sister with someone, and just seeing how dumb both of them are, and they're both like supposed to be really, or at least Yuri's supposed to be like highly intelligent as well. But then like he freaks out seeing his sister with Loid.
He just has a really bad sister complex.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. And like what confuses me too is like how he's never noticed that his sister's an assassin when she came home with blood.
Yeah.
She literally came home with blood, and she was like, "Oh, nothing's wrong." He's like, "Okay, I believe you because you're my sister and I love you." And it's just like, dog, come on, bro. Like, blood, you're not gonna. Okay, we're not gonna ask. Okay, yeah, just go for my head.
I love how like Loid, when he's like analyzing both, he's like, man, they're not normal siblings. Like right after like what Yor slapped the shit out of him, and he's like crying, and Yor's like freaking out too. He's like, oh my god, what I get myself into. But like there's so many good moments though. Was there any moments that you guys didn't like in this series? I mean, I'm pretty sure there's very few to say, but Lynn, we'll start with you. Was there anything that you didn't like about Spy Family?
I wouldn't say that there wasn't something that I didn't like. It just brought up a bad, I guess, memory or thought, like the swimming accident. Yeah, so that it just brought up bad feelings where I was like, fuck, like, this is something that, does happen. So that's the only thing. But with everything else, everything was good. What the teaser with the dog, that was annoying because I was expecting next episode we're gonna see another dog. Yeah, let's get in there. But
next time.
Yeah,
I remember
you gotta wait.
Yeah,
after we saw that,
I don't want to wait.
Yeah, I remember after we saw that, me and Ricky were like, "Oh, the next episode's out. It's gonna be about the dog or whatever." And we're watching. We're like, "What the hell is this shit?"
Dude, Ricky was so pissed. He literally came home and told me don't watch the last episode.
Yeah, we're like, nah, it sucks. So.
What about you, Zoe? Anything that you disliked story-wise or anything?
Nah, man, never. I love Spy Family. I don't have anything negative to say about it, like at all, except for something I did read. It was about the author. I don't know if it's true or not, but apparently, I forgot what other shonen manga that he drew that was really popular too. But bottom line was, he said that he made Spy Family when he had writer's block or something, and he didn't expect for Spy Family to be this big, and he literally says that he doesn't have any emotional ties to his characters, and that's what pissed me off. Was that? But that, like, other than that, the show's great. Like, the show is great, but just reading that interview that he did, like, I don't know, like I said, I don't know if it was like an actual interview, or like an Onion post, but like just reading that made me feel like, damn, this author really doesn't care for his characters, but it's whatever. Like, his show's great still, like, it's whatever.
I think there's two things with that, because like I read that too. So Tatsuya Endo, the mangaka for Spy Family, he wrote it as a means for writer's block. He didn't have. I think what he meant by I don't have any attachment to it is just like he wanted to. He actually wrote 2 other mangas after Spy Family, and none of them did as good. So. But I see it as a ways of, because one thing he said is like and I quote, "I gave up on what I originally wanted to draw and drew what the world wants to see." He kind of like, if anything, it shows how good of a mangaka he even is, for like, hey, I didn't even
sold out and he still made something good.
Well, yeah, because it's just real. Like, as an artist, you have the things that, I mean, we go through this all the time. Ricky's telling me, oh, you should draw this person, you should draw this person. I'm like,
but you should draw but you don't do it.
But like, as an artist, you want to express yourself. So I think what he means is just like, it wasn't like I didn't pour my heart into it. So it's not like a passion project of mine, but it's one that he did. And I mean, I'm pretty sure he's happy with how well it's doing right now, because it's, he's the one who's, kind of getting the attention and the success of it. So, but I'll agree with you, Zoe. It did sting a little when I found that out. But overall, Tatsuya Endo, great mangaka. Even though he mentioned that he has no particular interest in, like,
I mean,
espionage.
But what you said, it kind of makes sense though, because like we said, like, he made Spy Family during his writer's block, so obviously it's not like something he was really passionate about. Like, he just thought an idea and he's like, oh, I'm gonna fucking go for it. But it was probably more like, oh, I see James Bond, I think I'm gonna write something about that. I think it was like that. Maybe now I feel a little better. That's why he doesn't have much of an attachment to his characters, because he just drew it on a whim. So
the thing is, like, he sorry, well, the last thing to say.
No, you're fine.
The fact that he can, like, even though he's not interested in it, he can do it so well. It just goes to show, like, how talented he is. And one thing that I think me and Vicky have talked about too is just one thing in anime is, when mangakas go into writing, they don't just half-ass anything. They like actually research the stuff. Like, in My Dress Up Darling, all the things they were talking about, the photography, the lighting, the cosplay, the what is the eye tape and everything, all these little intricate details that most of the world won't even know about if you're not in the craft, but they bring light to it. So it just goes to show, like, how great of a mangaka he is for doing the research and doing it well. So
yeah, he definitely deserves that credit.
I'll digress.
Bobby, any moments you didn't like in Spy Family?
I mean, just like what we talked about when they introduced the dog and didn't do anything with it, and we had to wait for it. And that really did annoy me, because I have 4 dogs, so I love the animals. So I didn't even know there's gonna be a dog in this. And then when Ricky told me, yeah, there's a dog and he has like powers, I was like, wait, what? I was like, oh man. And then they introduced it and they kind of show a little bit of it and tease it a little. I'm all like, oh man, that'd be awesome. And then I'm trying to, like I said, I haven't read the manga, so I'm trying to wait and see what happens and everything like that. But definitely, I think that was probably the only downer for me, is when they didn't go into it in the next episode. So
You know what really sucks is that we've been going to these cons, right, and buying Spy Family art, and a lot of the Spy Family art has Bond in it. So everyone's expecting Bond to show up in the anime just to have him not show up. So like they're not up. I have like 2 Spy Family prints or 3 Spy Family prints, and they all have Bond in it.
Oh.
And so like I'm just waiting for the character, like for the dog to show up, and I'm so excited for the next half. Michael, did you have anything you had to say about, like, did you not like anything from Spy Family, or?
I mean, I just agree with the majority here because it's really how I feel. Like, I hate how Core 1 ended. I just hope that I was hoping for the dog too, because Ricky was telling me about it, and he was teased in episode 11. I'm just like, how are you gonna like show me the dog in 11 and like kind of like
have an episode
cuck us that way, you know?
Yeah.
They go on a family vacation in the next episode. But I will say this though, for episode 12, even though it wasn't a great mid-season finale, I loved it because I loved seeing Loid being in his agent mode or his spy mode, and then Anya's always like listening and seeing where he's gonna be at and how can she help Loid on his missions, you know. So I love seeing that interaction, and of course the moment where she's trying to capture the villain and then she yells up for you like, I'm being kidnapped, you know.
Yeah, I'm being kidnapped. I played that one over a few times too. But yeah, I will agree with you. Episode 12, it was definitely all about Loid, because you see they spend a lot of time talking about, you know, his inner struggles of like how his neighbors think that he's cheating on his family and whatnot. And even how tired he is and everything. And also how badass he is for like remembering all the penguins' names in like a few minutes.
Oh yeah, because at the end of that episode, like the guy he disguised as was like he got hired or promoted. Like, what the hell did I do? Like, with all Loid. That was really good. There was one part in episode 12 that I literally was just thinking about it. Damn it, I slipped my mind. But there's a part in that episode that I really just enjoyed as well, like where Anya playing with the penguin plushie.
Oh,
she's being the agent, or like showing the robot and the penguin like around the house. Like, you know, this is our house. This is our HQ. Dad is the best spy. Here's mom. She's strong, but that's it. You know, like she doesn't say anything else about yours.
Everything else. You know, if you go back and watch that scene, you can really see how well they animated it. Like just the whole scenes, and you know how I talk about in Chica's dance and Kaguya, like how well they animated it. It's almost to that degree, just where they really want to draw the attention. So with that, you know, I'm happy with how 12 was. I just
it could have been a different mid-season finale. I think that could had they shown that episode, like they flipped it, you know, had that been episode 11 and then episode 11 be season, like the mid-season finale, I would have been okay with that.
I think that would have been better, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
That would make more sense, you know, for a cliffhanger for the dogs. But kind of sucked for all of us in episode 11 when they just did, oh, here's Bond. Oh, but here's Family Vacation episode 12. No doggo.
One question that I had though, since I guess we're already at this point in the manga, did that happen chronologically just like that in the manga?
It's been a while since I read it, but I don't remember a family vacation. I only remember like them introducing a dog and then him having his own like episode and all that stuff. But I think the family vacation comes later on. I'm thinking of a different family vacation because I am towards like the end of the manga. So I don't know.
I think the episode 12, that was like an extra chapter, like a 17.5 or something like that. Like it was like a filler episode.
Half chapter.
Yeah.
Wait, so they're almost done with the manga?
No, it's still ongoing. It's still ongoing. Yeah. No. It's
like,
still.
How many chapters so far? Like 70 something, right?
Let me double check.
Oh,
The last time I checked, it was at like 60 something. So I don't know if it could be.
Yeah,
wrong.
I think it was at like 69 when I last checked.
Okay.
When I last looked.
And it's like weekly releasing type thing?
Yes.
Okay.
It's still being released on Shonen Jump.
Okay.
I thought it'd be more like a monthly thing since it's so short. But
okay, I lied.
Weekly's better.
64 chapters.
64. Okay. Yeah. I figured it was something like around that number. Because like that's when after season 1 ended, I was debating. I spoke with another cosplay friend because she was like her and her family dressed up as Anya or as the Forgers for one of the conventions they went to. And
That's so fucking cute.
Yeah, I know that's why I love this anime series because like this is like low key. Like I want to have a kid just so that I can dress up her as Anya, so I can walk around as my family. You know.
I mean, that's
like,
on you. Not on
no
me.
kids though. I'm not. I don't have the
Get to
patience.
work, Ricky.
No, I'm not. I don't have Lloyd's patience. I would just like take care of the kid for one day and then, bam, you're gone. You know, I don't need you nowhere. No, but like, she was telling me like you should read the manga, Ricky. Like it's so good. If you're already caught up, just go on and like that's how I figured it was like 60 something chapters. But I'm reading so much other stuff though. I'm reading like JJK, I'm reading Tokyo Revengers, My Hero. I was like, I don't know, man. I got to really squeeze in this series to really put time into reading it. But yeah, you know, to continue on, man, like overall, this whole show has been again great. You know, Zoe, you don't have to answer this since you've already read the manga. But Lynn, what do you expect from like the next half of the season?
Well, for sure, the dog.
The dog. We're all waiting for the dog. We're all waiting for Bond. That's what matters the most right now.
So with me, what I'm curious about is well, of course, the whole point of this is to complete a mission for Loid, and then with Anya, she wants a family, and then with it was supposed to be the fake husband for her colleagues or her coworkers, and then Yuri. So I'm just wondering how is this going to end, and if the mission ends for Loid, will he still be part of a family? Will there still be a family? But I hope there will be. Like I hope that they just at the end, it's not because of a mission or like a motive. It's just that they genuinely want to be with each other. But I mean, that's what I hope for. But I don't know if it's gonna happen.
Yeah, I thought of that too. Like I think it all comes down to, or I think it comes down to Loid at the end.
Mm-hmm.
Like Loid, it's all Loid's decision. It's his mission. It's what he did. At the end, it comes down to his choice. That's what I think. That's why I love Loid's character so much because at the end, it's on him. And you're seeing him progressively change from being like the hard-headed super spy, like I need this done, like this, like this, like this, like this, like this, and then seeing how he's adjusting to Anya. He's like, man, she can't study like this. I have to say things to her, like, and I have to reference things that she likes to her. You know, like when she talks about like getting the silencer for the pistol, he's like, yeah, I'll get you that. You know, like he has to like really adjust to Anya because he's talking to her like an adult and not like a kid. You know, even when she doesn't want to study, he has to force her to learn. And then, you know, again, with Anya being so cute, like she does her best to be on Lloyd's level too. So I love that at the end, you know, for at least like I said, I think it's on Loid, but we'll see that in the upcoming episodes or later on in the manga.
I think Lloyd's gonna continue with the family, man. Like they throw out hints. They throw out like little cute fucking hints with like, I don't remember if they showed it in the anime, but like where I think it should have been episode 1, where Loid is sleeping on a couch and then Anya just kind of goes up and cuddles with him. Yeah, like
super
just like little tiny moments like that makes me feel like I think he really will stay. Like, but the question is, will he love Yor though? That's the real question.
That's a good one. Yeah.
That's the real question because that's what's gonna stick them together is he willing to love Yor? You know, because like we can see that he's already loving Anya, like just in his like own little ways. Like, you know, Desmond, like a Tucson today. No, I'm kidding. But I'm really hoping that he does stay, like he keeps them together.
Well, that's a fantastic point though, because Yor is related to Yuri. They're on the opposite end of his mission. Like they're actually the people that's opposing Loid. So that's a good twist. Like I think Bobby said it before, like the whole Mr. and Mrs. Smith thing. I think they might actually don't confirm this, Zoe, but I think they might fight. I don't know if that's happened in the manga yet.
No.
Okay, so I think they might fight or like at least clash heads for a little bit.
Wait, what? I thought I thought Yor was just like an assassin. I didn't know she was.
No, but like she's because her brother is with the opposite side. He's part of the security or the police that's opposing Lloyd's mission. Like he mentions it when he looked up Yuri. He's like, you know, he's on the opposite end.
Yeah.
So I think maybe not so much Yor, but because of Yuri, Yor might intervene into Loid's mission. So hopefully that doesn't happen.
I could kind of see it happening though, but they haven't said anything yet. But
okay, that's good.
I can definitely see that happening like later, like maybe chapter 90, 100, when they're about to get to the end or some shit. Like maybe Yor has to fight Loid, or maybe they both fight together against Yuri.
And that could probably answer your theory there. If will Loid pick Yor again, like his family over his mission? But that's for another day. Bobby, what's your I guess theories, or what do you expect more from?
I mean, honestly, I think Lynn hit it right on the head. Like, I mean, is the family going to stay together after the mission? Are they going to even be able to complete the mission? Where is Anya going to go with Damien? How's it all going to go? So right now you're just they're slowly building I don't want to say relationship, but the bond between the kids. And then you got to see if the dad is able to get closer to the family and accomplish what he needs to accomplish. And then, like you said, it is like Zoe said, is he going to fall in love with her or is the brother going to interfere? Maybe the brother and Loid going to fight because they're on the opposite end. They could lead. There's so many ways the story can go because how the characters are in a sense opposing each other. So it's going to be interesting. Hard to say. You always root for that happy ending where everybody gets what they want. But the way it's
gonna end up like Attack on Titan, just fucking the
Attack on Titan I was mind blown by everything. I was just like, Mikasa, no, Eren.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, we don't know. Like, the way that the author's writing it so far, it's all happy, go feel good. So you're leaning towards that good feel. Oh, everybody's gonna get the mission. They're gonna fall in love and everything like that. But you never know. Like, it's still like where you're at. You already said that there no conflict like that is happening yet. So it's kind of like, okay, maybe it could be swayed that way, or he could just be depressed one day and write it all sad at the end too. You know what I mean? So who knows?
I hope not. Don't get depressed, please.
Yeah. So I mean, like I said, there's the way the story is right now. There's so many different stories and angles that it can go, so it keeps you on your toes. So definitely got to read the manga now just to see which direction it's.
And you should. You guys should.
Where it ended in season where the season one half-ish ended. Where should I read in what chapter?
I'm on 17.5.
17.5. Okay, and that's where it ended, where the dog is in the cage or whatever, right?
No, it ends right where the family vacation. It's around 17 or 18.
Okay, good. 17.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, I'm like midway through the next chapter. It's just I haven't had time to read it. I've been so focused on other things. But Michael, what about you? Any thoughts or like theories you have in your head?
Honestly, it's just the same as everyone else did. I think right now it's I'm very over analytical with things. But with how successful the manga is, I know it's not just carried by all these wholesome moments. I know that there's gonna be some conflict. There's gonna be some really hard decisions that need to be made. I'm just really anxious to see what's gonna happen when Loid finds out about Yuri, and as we brought up already, that I think if it came down to it, Yor might choose Yuri over Loid, just because it's family, and she, she's cared about him.
So.
Loid's I'm not saying she would.
That's
like,
the reason why she's picking Loid, because you're hot.
If I had to choose between my brother and my boyfriend, like, peace out, dog.
See, I'm torn on that because it would definitely be a hard decision, I would think. A brother whom you've kind of like helped raise and were always there for and adored, versus this man who you just met and aren't really like in a real marriage with. But I'm anxious to see when that comes around, and also I don't know. Maybe I have trust issues, but I start to wonder about Loid's agency too. Like, what if they're like,
what if they're the villains?
Guys?
Like,
yeah, what if they're the bad guys?
I'm always. Like, I've seen too many movies and anime where you think the good guys are the good guys, but they're not the good guys. So, but that's all just speculation. I'm very anxious to see what's gonna happen, but I am looking forward to the future conflicts that are to come, especially because also there's the aspect where Desmond, who is a good character, but it's his dad, right, who is the person they're trying to stop, right?
Yeah.
Was it right? Yeah. So there's obviously going to be some contention with like Anya and Desmond, in that once they find the guy.
Oh, hopefully the dogs will bring Anya and Damien together. They're gonna hang out. They're gonna hang out.
If it ends like that, where just like Anya's thoughts, where the dogs bring world peace, holy shit.
I mean, the whole purpose is to stop a war, right? So
True.
yeah, so could work out that way.
I am curious though on Anya's past, because they touched up on
Me
it
too.
very little.
Yes.
Very little. They still haven't talked about it yet too in the manga at all. Like, it's still being like, I hope at one point the author actually comes out and gives her just like one fucking episode or one chapter explaining her past. Because all we know is like she was like she was thrown around in different like homes, and they always brought her back.
They all brought her back.
Yeah.
I just hope like they don't do the whole Stranger Things where like her parents left her or something like that. Like, I want something good for Anya's story. Like, it has to be like, there has to be a reason why like she's able to be an Esper through those experiments. Something happened, and
is that
I just hope
probably why she has like the little horns? You think
maybe it could explain why.
That's what I was thinking too.
I just hope they don't make her like into 11 or some shit. I would be irritated with that.
I thought the horns were hair clips. I thought they were hair clips the whole time.
Are they?
Well, I don't know. They look like hair clips.
I thought they were hair clips.
Like, but it's part of her attire, so like it's just funny when she like.
Because
like
doesn't she sleep with it on?
Yeah.
So that's why I was like, that's like when I saw that and she sleeps with it on, I was like, okay, then those are definitely not hair clips, because that's what I initially thought at first, and then eventually, like, it's always on her. She never ever takes them off. So that's, I'm like, okay, she has like kind of a sketchy past, and she has these cute little horns that no one seems to mention. So I'm like, okay.
We're just not going to talk about the horns on her head.
No, I have to bring this up because Zoe brought up her sleeping. I love the scene where like she wakes up in the middle of the night. And she's like, "Oh my god, is the world ending?" I love that.
The end of the world.
And then like she sleep talks. She's like, "Dad, you have to save the world." You know, like she's thinking about the mission just as much as Loid is. So again, Anya's the best character in this.
She is, and her eyes are just like all fucked up.
Yeah. Yeah, but she is. She carries the
like,
show.
"Mommy, don't kill Daddy" or something like that.
I think so. Yeah, she did.
Yeah, like she observes her parents. She's like, "You two need to get along," or something like one of those episodes. And like it makes Loid and York consider like, "Oh shit!" Like it's funny because they don't throughout this whole show they don't know that she can read their mind. So to Loid is like, she's like super observant of our relationship, and like, it makes him think twice. Like I have to really consider, what am I doing here? And so I can't wait for that moment too, like when they find out that she's an Esper and that the whole time like she knew the operation, she knew their past, she knew what they were doing. She just never said anything.
Yeah, but yeah, going on with the Anya moments. There's so many good ones.
Well, yeah, go ahead. What was an Anya moment that you guys like? Lynn, we'll start with you. What's one of your favorite Anya moments?
My favorite Anya moment, well, because it how. For sure, she doesn't want them to know that she can read their minds, was like with the swimming accident. Because she's like, okay, in this scenario, let me tell Daddy what's going on. And then he's like, wait, how do you know that? She's like, I can't. So I got to run to the pool and just jump in there.
Yeah, the pool seems really nice right now.
Yeah.
It's like, peace.
So I think it's really cute how like she tries her best not to, she doesn't want them to know, but then that may go back into why people think she's a freak. Maybe it's because she did let them know and they couldn't handle it. So maybe she's like, okay, well, this time I'm gonna make sure I love this family. I'm not gonna let them know, and I'm just gonna make it work.
What about you, Zoe? Any favorite Anya moments?
They're all my favorite Anya moments. Like literally like especially with their shocked faces when like Loid and Yor they discuss something very, very private, about like their double life. Like it's just like her face is like, huh? It's just like the shocked face kills me every time and it gets me. I swear to God, I'm just like, I need that. Like I wish I just had like a little printout. I'm just like shocked. But literally, Anya is like, she has a lot of favorite moments. I think that's why a lot of people like her too or love her, is because like they could, in a way, honestly, like relate to her. And I feel like she's like us, like the audience in a way, where she doesn't speak or like doesn't tell like her like Loid and Yor almost said her parents Los, but she doesn't tell them, like how like she knows and we know, but she doesn't tell them. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
She's
makes
pretty much the fourth wall.
Yeah, in a way, yeah. Like she like, because we would react to how she reacts too if we heard that, right? We're like, what? Wide-eyed as fuck.
It's funny. That's funny you mentioned that, 'cause I agree with that. It's just her reactions are our reactions when we hear about these things. So
yeah.
What are you, Bobby? Any favorite Anya moments?
Like Zoe said, all of them are pretty funny. I think the one that kind of stands out to me the most is like when they first met, and then he's like, "Oh, I need a wife," and then yours like, "Oh, I need a husband," and then she's all like, "Oh, aren't you single?" And then like, "Oh yeah, wait, you're a single dad? Like, what's going on?" And then like she's like manipulating them to like fall in love.
Yeah, she starts singing in the store. It's like,
She was like wingman. She was their wingman.
I think that was probably one of my favorites. That one, and then I think when the mom was like, "Oh, don't run away, you're gonna get kidnapped," and then she actually gets kidnapped.
Oh, yeah.
And then like, it really happens, and everything like that. So, like, she has like so many funny moments in the show.
She really does.
What are you, Michael?
Yes. What's my favorite moment?
All of them.
I love any moment where like Anya's kind of covering up for Loid. When they first move in, and then she tells him like, "Oh, he's been my dad since forever."
Oh yeah.
It's like
She's exaggerating Loid's thinking.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
And then God, so many moments. When they're in the museum too. Yeah, no, all of them, but mainly just I laugh the most at the ones where it's sort of like painted in like a dry humor where like when it happened in episode 12 too, I forgot what happened, but she was saying like, "Oh, we're a very happy family. Dad's a very, 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 very good guy, and father who is a very good dad isn't here," or something like that. And then Loid's like, "You didn't have to say all that."
Yeah, because the neighbors thought he was like cheating, that their family was broken internally, so she's like overcompensating their family. Like, "Oh yeah, we're all good. We're very good."
Yeah, we're good.
Now it just sounds like you're lying, Anya.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Covering it up.
For real.
And,
well,
and, yeah, just
oh, go ahead.
No,
Finish
just how like careless she is. But also just you can tell she's still a child because like when she's playing around with the telegraph and somehow letting the people know where she is and they kidnap her. But yeah, anyways, I digress. I can keep going.
Do you guys like that there's so much comedic moments in this series? Like, do you guys want to see more serious like moments in this show? Like I've seen comments on social media or on YouTube where like folks want more of the espionage part of this story. Like they want to see more of Loid in action versus the whole wholesome family moments. Like, do you guys want more of that, or it's good as it is so far?
I think it's good as it is, in my opinion.
Personally, I think it's perfect the way it is.
Yeah.
Because if we want to watch an action anime or anything more like a thriller, then there's other animes to watch. Mm-hmm. So I think this is what makes this one so unique, is that it's a wholesome, romancy, feel good, funny, and there's action in it. So that's what I love about it. It makes it perfect. Yeah.
Yeah, I think they balance. Yeah, I think they balance it really well. Like you said, like everybody says, it's funny enough to where you're laughing, but then they carry the storyline good enough to where you're still wondering, you're attached to it too. So like you're caught off guard with all the funny moments, but the story still progresses where she's trying to make friends and she's trying to complete the mission. So
Yeah,
I think it's perfect the way it is. I think they're doing a good balance of it. So,
and Michael, your thoughts?
Like I mentioned earlier, that to me it's a slice of life in disguise, even though it's Shonen Jump. When you watch slice of life, you're more invested in the characters than you are the story. And I think what they're doing here is like, yeah, they're giving us the, we know more about this, the characters than what's actually going on in the plot. Like we don't know anything that's going on in the plot. So overall, I love that aspect of it, because I like slice of life, but yeah, no, I think they're doing a really great job with it. I wouldn't say I want it to stay like this as much as I like it. I really just trust the direction with how it's going. I welcome anything that Tatsuya Endo wants to reveal to us. I just I'm hoping that the adaptation stays true to the manga moving forward. So
I hope so too.
I think so far it's been pretty true to the manga, right?
Yeah, so far, with except for maybe one filler episode, especially with the one with the castle. I think that was pretty much filler. But I feel like because you mentioned people were wanting more the James Bond stuff, and the manga they do have that. I think we all just have to wait till season 2. I think season 1 they wanted to introduce the family and all that stuff, but when the dog gets into the picture, I think that's when it all starts going up. It starts apexing to the climax of the show. So hopefully season 2 be good. And
we just gotta be patient. We gotta wait.
You just
Stop
gotta
rushing these artists
now.
Let the man work. Okay.
I think one character that we don't talk about is his friend too, Frankie.
Dude,
yeah,
Frankie's a bro.
Yeah, I feel like he gets underplayed, but especially the first episode where we need a wife and he dresses up like
that was my favorite. He's so ugly.
I was like, I don't want this mom.
And then he tells Loid you're the master of disguise.
Yeah.
And it's just well, what happened? You still look the same.
Yeah.
How is this a disguise?
That I apparently I resemble Frankie a little because I got the screw off the glasses. So
yeah, you got
it, Michael.
You need the
maybe that's why he's one of my favorites, because I feel like I relate to him.
We know what we're gonna cosplay you as now, Michael.
Yeah, we'll go Anime Frontier as Spy Family.
When is Anime Frontier?
December.
This December. Okay.
Yeah.
Bobby can be Loid. Lynn can be Anya.
No, Lynn's got your cosplay.
Oh, your okay. I was gonna say you could.
I'll go as
be Bond.
I'm gonna go as the fucking steroid student with the dodgeball. Throwing at kids and shit. Take this shit.
Just throw dodgeballs at people.
With the high shorts and everything.
I'm gonna have to work out for that look though. But as we come to an end of this episode, I just want to say thank you to all of you guys for making time to do this. This was really fun to just talk about Spy Family, and as you can see, how much we talked about just only 12 episodes of this show. So hopefully when the second half is done, we all come back together again, do another episode like this, and just geek out about Spy Family.
Finally, I can speak more when season 2 comes out, man. Jesus. There's also one thing. I know y'all talked about Frankie, but we can't forget about Anya's best friend. I forgot her name, but she's
Becky.
also
Becky.
Becky.
Yeah.
I love Becky.
Oh, I spoke with the voice actress for Becky at RDC World, and
Becky.
she told me that there's a shopping scene that's gonna be really funny too. So
Dude, I'm excited.
Yeah.
Dude, Becky is hilarious, and I can't say why yet. But there's one scene in the manga where it literally killed me so much. I was just like, I love Becky so much, so much. And she's a good friend too, in her own way.
She is. Yep.
Like in the beginning,
she
seems stuck up, but eventually she starts to warm up to Anya, and when she meets like the family, especially Loid.
when
I like the part like she defended me. Or she
that part.
Yeah, she defended me.
He stepped on Becky's foot.
Dude, Becky is the great. I feel like she's like all the females, like us. Like she's like, oh, Loid, you can step on me. Even though like he's like so much older than her, I'm over here like, Loid, you can definitely step on me. It might hurt, but I'm okay with it. Beauty is pain, right?
What really made her stand out to me though is when Ricky told me that the seiyuu for Becky is the same for Saikawa from Kobayashi Dragon Maid, and that if you've seen that, she's just a very comical character there. So
they're pretty much the same character. Like Saikawa and
much.
Becky are so similar. Like they're attached to their little friend, like Kana and Anya. So I think that was pretty good.
Which character in Kobayashi Maid?
Saikawa was the girl that was picking on Kana, and then like Kana started crying, and then Saikawa
it's like the big forehead girl.
The shiny forehead.
The big forehead. Yeah.
Every time I see her, I'm like, big foreheads, Noah, the big foreheads girl. Like legit, I was like, you good. Kana is so cute though. I'd be her. I would be the friend too, where I'm simping over Kana. She's too fucking cute.
Well, again, thank you guys for your time. Zoe, if you ever want to come back on and just like talk about anime or manga with us, I'd love to have you on the future episodes and whatnot.
Just let me know.
Yeah, for sure. Lynn, I hope you had a good time as your first podcast as well, geeking out about Spy Family.
Cool.
Yeah, so I'll have all you guys. We'll have the same group again when the second half of season 1 is done, and then we can just geek out more about Spy Family. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this episode. Before we do wrap things up, Zoe, if folks want to follow you, how can they do that?
Oh yeah, just follow me on my Instagram. It's Miisopunny with 2 I's. I have to say that, and you have to type out my whole name because I've low-key been shadow banned on Instagram. Which means you have to type out my whole entire Instagram name to find me. If you just write Miso and then pun and then I don't show up.
Oh,
my little sad face. I'm like, damn you, Instagram. Freaking Mark Zuckerberg.
Don't worry, girl. I follow you.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, I'll have all that information in the show notes and description as well. So, make sure you guys follow. Follow Zoe, follow Lynn, follow Bobby, follow Michael. Follow Spoiler Force Podcast. Make sure you guys check out the Patreon if you guys want to support the show. Join the Discord community. I'm going to try. I keep saying this. I've been saying this for like the past 2-3 episodes. Now I want to be more active on Discord. I haven't, but I will be soon. But yeah, so that's it for this episode. I can't wait to see you guys in the next couple of weeks. Again, I'm taking a 2-week hiatus after this episode airs. So I'll be uploading episodes in around August or so. But yeah, that's it. So thank you guys so much and have a great day. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure to give a review and rate Spoiler Force Podcast. If you want to get all Spoiler Force updates or even peeks at behind the scenes, you can join the Spoiler Force Discord community. And if you'd like to show support, give tips, recommendations, sponsorships, or any collaborations, you can email me at rickyvang92@gmail.com.